They were brought together by second chances. Now Kitty has a third, thanks to Jack.
He probably feels like he's the caretaker. He checks on her every day and sniffs her and seeing what kind of shape she's in.
The two were family pets. Both were rescues.
You good boy?
Sherry Lewis watches over her son's dog while he's deployed in Afghanistan. She never imagined Jack would become the family's second hero.
As I was walking through the door, I could see the coyotes over here.
It happened in an instant.
One had her by looked like the neck, I couldn't tell, and the other one had her by the tail of the back foot.
Two coyotes had Kitty and were shaking her violently, but Jack was ready for a fight.
I didn't know Jack could run that fast. He was on them so fast.
Jack got the coyotes to drop Kitty and she was rushed to a vet.
She can't walk yet, but she's getting there.
Kitty came away with a broken tooth and is being treated for brain swelling. She's lucky compared to other stories circulating the neighborhood.
Maybe another cat came up missing and then somebody's little dog came up missing.
Sherry and her family then called a trapper who's working on setting up traps in the mangroves. That's the area the coyotes ran to, and that's where they believe they may be living.
He likes other dogs. He wouldn't have done that if there were dogs out there.
Now Jack stands guard, constantly watching and waiting for the coyotes to return, never leaving the side of his best friend.
He saved the kitty's life and he just, shows how good dogs can be.
Kimberly Quizon,
Jack's a hero.
Fox 13 News.
It's almost too much to fathom. You're in a deep sleep when all of a sudden you are startled awake by a loud noise.
It's around 4:15. All of a sudden we hear it sound like a cat fight almost.
At first, Bonnie Moriarty just thought it was her cat and dog getting into a scuffle.
I woke up and a cat and the coyote came running into my room. It's still dark.
Bonnie says she can hardly believe her eyes, so she grabbed a nearby golf club for protection.
Well, my husband was out of town, and so my poor kids are upstairs and I'm screaming.
Bonnie thinks the coyote most likely came from this wooded area back here. At one point, she says her miniature schnauzer came running in, barking up a storm. But the coyote just crouched down in the corner and remained timid.
And that's when I realized, holy crow, I've got a coyote stuck in my bedroom.
By that time, she says her kids were wide awake, and so she called the Bixby Police Department.
Well, we shut the bedroom door, and they came with, I'm sure there's a term for it, but on a stick with a little loop. So I had 3 policemen in my bedroom trying to get the coyote out.
Using the catcher poles, 2 of the officers were able to get the loops around the coyote's neck and carefully pull it outside and release it safely back into the woods. Bonnie believes the coyote may have gotten through her back door after it saw her cat.
He somehow just lunged at the door and the door opened.
Right now at 6, a dog survives an attack by a pack of coyotes, and it turns out a neighbor's dog helped save her life. Now both dog owners are talking about the dangerous situation. Good evening, I'm Bill Biessa.
Hello, I'm Dominique Soxa. They are also talking about the bond between their dogs even before this happened.
Robert Arnold joining us live with the story and reaction from the owners. Robert?
Yeah, the people who live in this Magnolia area neighborhood say they're used to seeing deer and some other wildlife roaming around. What they did not expect was a pack of coyotes to get into their backyards to attack one dog and chase down another dog.
They've been absolute best friends for a while now.
As far as neighborhood pals go, Bella and an 8-year-old border collie named Tosa are positively inseparable.
If she sees her out in the yard, she's whining, to go play with her.
But on Thanksgiving, Bella turned into more than a friend. She became a guardian.
Around 2:30 in the morning, we were awoken to loud barks, as well as her scratching on the window.
Michael Cobb says he let her out of the house to chase what he thought was deer.
She was on their tail, really trying to get after the one. After a few seconds, she let out a large yelp, and I went to her rescue, and that's when we found out it was coyotes.
A pack of coyotes, in fact, had surrounded Bella.
My concern was the aggression.
Cobb was able to scare the animals off as Tosa came limping and bleeding into the yard.
From what we understand, she got frightened by the coyotes, and she has a invisible fence collar, so she must have broken through that, running away from them.
Spencer Williams says this surveillance video shows his dog, that would be Tosa, darting into the pool to avoid the coyotes. She then tries this back door before running away to Bella's yard. That's when he believes the 116-pound Dogo Argentino protected her friend.
Probably wasn't looking good for her if it wasn't for Bella.
Although Tosa is a little battered.
We realized that it was her inner thigh had a couple little tooth holes.
And sore.
Her paw was swollen up pretty big.
Both owners agree things could have ended much differently.
Probably we would have woken up and she wouldn't have been here.
Now, Tosa's vet prescribed some antibiotics and some pain medication, but she is expected to make a full recovery. Both of those men, though, have been busy telling their neighbors to keep a close eye on their animals because of these coyotes in the neighborhood. Reporting live, Robert Arnold, KPRC, Channel 2
Things aren't always as they appear, and appearances can be deceiving. A family in Minnesota found that out after saving something that, well, they don't know what it was. Firsthand when they rescued a kitten, only to find out it was not an average cat. Calvin is in production control with this story. Calvin.
Oh boy, but this is definitely not your average cat rescue story here. This story started on June 11th when Jared Allen Yost, who works for a landscaping company in Minnesota, had just finished mowing a lawn, and then, well, he heard an animal in distress. And take a look here. When he investigated, he found that he thought was a kitten hiding on the edge of a parking lot with birds chirping above it. With rain coming down, he brought the little animal home, and that animal wasn't too friendly at first, but he and his family gave her a blanket, some food and milk, and of course some TLC. They even took her to a vet the next day to have her checked out. But on that first night, a sound coming from that cat caught their attention. Take a listen. Oh my goodness, that is not your average domestic cat meow, as you know. So Jared began researching, and he had a hunch. He knew what he was dealing with. And it turns out the sound he heard was not from a cat, but from a bobcat. Needless to say, they immediately called officials at the Wild and Free Wildlife Rehabilitation Center in Garrison, Minnesota. The bobcat will stay there until she is old enough to be released back into the wild. And the Yosts are telling us that they still get updates about their so-called kitten, even though she now lives in a more suitable, big quotation marks around suitable.
She cute though.
She's cute. She sort of looked like a kitten, and then she opened her mouth.
Yeah, cute and wild.
Yeah, that's true. Wow,
right.
Okay.
Calvin, thank you.
We're still working on the being nice to people part, but maybe I shouldn't work on that too much because he obviously took care of the house.
Tonight, a 6 on Your Side exclusive. A Meridian man's pet, Squirrel, literally goes nuts on a would-be burglar. The man returned home last week and discovered someone broke into his house and tried to steal his guns.
The burglar able to grab a few small things before things got a little squirrely. 6 on Your Side's Lacey Darrow live in studio with the exclusive story.
Dawn, Michelle, some people have guard dogs, maybe even a protective cat, but it's a Meridian man's pet rodent that's being hailed a hero. Adam Pearl walked into his Meridian home Tuesday and realized something didn't seem right.
I came in the front door and, well, I saw snow prints out in the front driveway going to the back of the house. And so I thought something was awry because nobody usually goes through the yard.
Adam was immediately greeted by his pet squirrel Joey when he got home, but then he started noticing a few doors were open. After making his way to the back bedroom, his fear was confirmed once he started looking at his gun safe.
I started looking at it and I saw the scratches that were around the locking area. And at that point I knew somebody was definitely in here messing around.
Adam called Meridian Police, and when Officer Ashley Turner came out to take a look, Joey just had to say hello.
And during her investigations, Joey had run in the bedroom just screwing around like he always does between her legs and kind of startled her. And she says, "Whoa, what was that?" I said, "Don't worry about that. That's just Joey. Pet squirrel, you know."
Officer Turner asked Adam if Joey would bite.
I said, "Well, he usually doesn't bite, but you never know, because he is a squirrel."
Officer Turner went on her way, only to return a few hours later with some of his stolen belongings and some unbelievable news.
She said while she was questioning the individual, he had scratches on his hand. So she asked him, "So did you get that from the squirrel?" And he says, "Yeah, damn thing kept attacking me and wouldn't stop until I left."
Now Joey is being hailed a hero.
Nobody can believe it because who can say they have a squirrel that guards their house? Which is crazy. You can't ask for much more than that. He's a pain in the butt, but he's great.
Adam says he thanked Joey by giving him his favorite treat. That, of course, is the candy Whoppers. Live in studio, Lacey Darrow, 6 on your side.
Who knew?
I don't know what to say about all that.
I like squirrel nuts growing up. That's about the best, but I've never had a squirrel as a pet.
Well, there you go. A ringing endorsement to go out and get one.
No.
Oh.
No.
Guard squirrel. All right.
You're about to watch an amazing rescue, all caught on camera. You saw those 2 dogs there? They helped save their owner, who had a stroke, and it's all caught on the home's Ring camera, as you're seeing in that video.
Yeah, on your side's Eric Alvarez met the hero pups and the thankful owner, and she's telling her story only to First Coast News tonight.
Mama loves you. Bella and Sadie, 8 paws, 2 tails, one incredible story. The morning of December 3rd, their owner, Maureen Hatcher, collapsed from a stroke in her St. Augustine home. I just went face first into the floor. A clot cut off the blood flow to the right side of her brain. The clock was ticking. I remember Sadie coming in, and I said, Mommy needs help. And then they were gone. Almost as if they knew they had to act quickly, Bella and Sadie ran off. The Ring camera on the front door caught the moment the loyal pets dashed across the street to alert a neighbor. Moments later, she arrives at the house. After a few tense seconds and no answer at the door, she goes inside and calls 911. Paramedics came, but instead of taking her to the nearest ER, they recognized the signs of the stroke and rushed her to Baptist's Comprehensive Stroke Center in Jacksonville.
When a stroke happens, time is everything.
Dr. Nima Aga-Abraham says it's a decision that likely prevented permanent brain damage. Up until recently, it was believed patients that had gone untreated for as long as Hatcher were out of time. But doctors successfully removed the clot through a new procedure only specialists can pull off.
This is a relatively new procedure.
Using dye to find the clot, cutting into Hatcher's femoral artery in her leg, and maneuvering a stent retriever up to her neck to remove the clot. Something that up until a few years ago was unheard of.
By doing that, we restore blood flow back to the brain.
Now, making this story even more unbelievable is Hatcher's door always locks automatically, so she believes by pure chance, pure coincidence, it must have stayed slightly ajar that day to allow the dogs to get out. By rights, I shouldn't be in the shape that I'm in. So many things could have gone differently. The door could have been locked. Bella and Sadie could have stayed by Hatcher's side. The neighbor could have turned around and gone home. Luckily, Hatcher wasn't as alone as she thought. I had an angel across the street. I had a great rescue in the neighborhood and the hospital. And of course, Bella and Sadie. I'm blessed. Very blessed. Eric Alvarez, First Coast News, on your side.
That sign there and try to think warm thoughts, think of better days ahead. How's it out where you are?
You know, you can dream of maybe going to Cancun or something, right? Oh, wait a minute, I shouldn't get, let's not go there. Let's not go there. Hey, you know what? I've had my scraper all morning. Steve earlier in the show was talking about trying to make some money. It's difficult because some people have these new contraptions. They're like kind of blankets or whatever that you put on your windshield that when you come out, all you got to do is peel that away and everything's fine. You know, trying to get...
Bob,
yeah.
$20 to do my car.
20 bucks?
20 bucks.
Oh.
Only if you work hard and get it done right.
John, I'm going to do it. Remember John and Meredith? I was messing with his car. He's actually going to pay me to... Ooh, that's not...
Got to use some elbow grease.
I know. I need a little more elbow grease.
You got to be careful
what John and earn that 20.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, guys. I'm going to make some money here.
Bob, you got to be
goodness.
careful what you ask for now. It looks like you got in a little over your head with the ice on that car.
I know. Well, and I'm going to like get all these tweets. Come to my house. I'm going right home after this, but at least I got a 20 in my pocket. Hey, want to show you. I mean, here's the deal. Oh, yes, Steve, were you going to say something?
Well, I was going to say, you got the business model going. I think that Bob's ice scraping service is much better than, Bob and Ted's excellent adventure in Cancun. Leave that one alone.
Yeah, Bob and Ted. I'm not going with Ted. I'll go to Cancun, but not with that guy. No, anyway, let's not go there. What are we doing? What are we doing? Anyway, hey, I do want to tell you that it's not so bad. We heard VDOT tell us this morning, once, it got brighter out, a little warmer out, and their crews have been out, streets like this will be easier to navigate. And it's not as icy as it is slippery right now. But you got to be careful. We have, besides talking to John, who's been out walking his dogs, talking to other folks who have ventured out because they have to. Uh-oh, this dog, I hope they don't realize this dog just ran out here. Hey, come here, come here. Come here, I don't see an owner. Okay, hi there. I'll keep an eye on her. Anyway, hello. Oh, what do you know? We don't want to forget the people we talked to earlier. I want to get to know this dog. Just right. Anyway, I got a couple of businesses going.
If anybody knows that dog, it's John. John's got to know every dog in the neighborhood.
No. John lives over there. This dog came from over here. Oh, well, I'm sure it lives in this house, but there are cars coming and going.
We have now expanded the business to Bob's ice scraping and kennel service.
Life is good. I won't charge for this. This is a freebie.
Marissa, this is why you don't stay indoors on a winter day.
Oh my gosh, I love this so much.
There you go.
I'm so sorry.
No, are you okay? Did she really just run out?
Yes, she just jumped through the gate. Oh, yes.
She got through the gate. She wanted to see us. How are you doing, okay?
Yes.
Okay, be careful. It's very slippery. And what's this dog's name?
Pierogi.
Pierogi.
Oh, I love that name.
Life is good.
Oh my gosh.
Life is good.
Excited.
Thank you so much. Be careful, okay? We're doing it all, people.
Oh, this is awesome.
Our
I can
pleasure.
hear our photographer Indira cracking up in the background. This is great.
She's giggling. She's having a fun time.
All right, Bob, your last assignment.
Making the best of it, right?
Your last assignment today is to get Meredith and Pierogi a play date.
Yes.
We'll make it happen. You know what? I said this earlier, I think. Meredith was a feral dog. John runs a rescue in Aldi. It was literally a feral dog. I've heard of feral cats, not a feral dog, but doesn't do well around humans, but he says it loves other dogs, so we'll get them together.
There you go. All right. Bob, above and beyond as always today, and Indira, stay warm out there behind the camera.
I think he
She
heated her
is.
up with
She
all
will
that
be.
comedy. Thanks so much, guys. It was great.
Just an amazing story that you have to hear about tonight. It has to do with a dog in Sparta who saved his 89-year-old neighbor's life.
Oh, what a story. 24-Hour News 8's Heather Walker met that pup and talked with the man who was rescued. It's a story you'll only see on 8.
It is amazing. The man says his clothes were freezing to the ground and he could no longer move when the dog found him.
Oh, thank you.
Rob Jerry was taking his dog out on St. Patrick's Day morning when she started acting strange.
Come here, sweetie.
Instead of coming when he called, she stood still, staring down the driveway.
I heard something, but I heard what I thought it sounded more like a deer grunt. And I thought that's what she's seen, and she's just sitting there looking, and I'm like, and then I listened for a couple seconds and I could hear that it wasn't a grunt, it was a help.
Rob then saw his 89-year-old neighbor, Albert Larson, lying in his driveway.
I couldn't move. Said, oh my.
Albert had been out there for at least an hour after slipping on ice, going to get the paper. He said his first thought was to keep moving, so using his shoulder, he inched his body up the driveway until he couldn't anymore, yelling for help.
And he found me laying there. He says, what's up? I said, I wish I was up.
Albert had bruising along his leg and shoulders and a broken hip. He's now in rehab recovering.
She saved him.
Pretty nice dog. Albert's 90-year-old wife says she couldn't imagine life without her husband and thanks the dog for allowing the couple to celebrate another miracle today. Their 69th wedding anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Did they get one?
That's
I love that.
wonderful.
Isn't
Yes. They get to celebrate their anniversary together, and unbelievable. That was a long driveway. He was
Yeah.
trying to
Yes.
crawl up
Oh,
too,
yes.
and then got stuck to it because of the weather.
Yeah. He owes that dog lots of treats.
Lots of treats. That's a
Indeed.
good dog.
Yes.
Very good dog.
Very good. Thank you, Heather.
Starting with a hero story here at 11, this man credited with saving 3 lives, including his own, after a near-death experience near Malfunction Junction. A lot of heavy traffic going through the area at the time. Fox 13's Marissa Lynn met up with that man who had to make some quick decisions. And Marissa, he was actually able to lift a vehicle off of a state trooper.
Yeah, Chris, the man had never experienced adrenaline like he felt when he saw this trooper pinned to the ground. It all started when the driver of the car he was in suffered a medical episode. Kenny Franklin's trip to work Thursday took an unexpected turn. He requested an Uber driver, and he was off and running. Then he says his driver suffered a seizure while at the wheel on I-4 near I-275.
His foot is accelerating on the gas, and instantly I'm in the back seat wondering, okay, my life is pretty much over at this point.
Franklin was able to safely get the car to the side of the road. He says that's when the driver awoke in a panic.
You know, he didn't know where he was at, so he tried to put the car into a gear. And so he's fumbling with the car.
Franklin jumped out of the car, and behind them was a Florida Highway Patrol trooper, Jack Hypes.
He starts walking up towards me, you know, to assist and assess the situation. And as he does that, the driver mistakenly puts the car in reverse and hits the officer. This side of the car hits him, and his impact was to come over here and pretty much fall over the railing.
Hypes was pinned under the vehicle.
Adrenaline is racing, your heart, you know, is going a million miles an hour, and all you're thinking about at that time is this, you know, this needs to end well.
With so much adrenaline, Franklin was able to lift the vehicle off of Hypes. He suffered non-life-threatening injuries. All three men involved will be okay. FHP commended Franklin, and some would even consider him a hero tonight.
Honestly, I just was somebody who was in a position to help in the right place at the right time, and I'm glad that, you know, I had something to do with with lives being preserved.
Would you do it again?
Absolutely, in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat.
Well, Kenny told me that he plans to meet up with Trooper Hypes after he recovers from his injuries. Trooper Hypes credits him for saving his life. And Kenny says he was just doing his job because every life is important. Chris?
Quite a story there. And I'm guessing if Kenny were to ever get pulled over in the future by a state trooper, he might
be able to be let go.
Might have a little wiggle room there. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Marissa.
Chico is a 1-year-old Husky and German Shepherd mix.
I got a thing for dogs that just look like wolves. You know, he looks like a wolf, I think.
But Chico is anything but wolf-like.
We're gonna have him at my dad's store, you know, to be a guard dog, but, you know, he's just doesn't take stuff seriously.
He loves to play fetch.
Well, usually he just drops it and, you know, lets her roll around, then I grab it and I throw it again.
But one morning, it was his owner, Edward, who'd have to fetch him.
They posted that picture at 3:30 a.m.
While Edward was asleep, Chico ran out the gate.
Started chewing it.
And you've never taken him to the police station before?
No.
And that's exactly where he went. Chico blowing up social media that morning with photos of his furry self greeting employees at the Odessa Police Department, a mile away from Edward's home.
That's kind of cool, you know. He knows where to go.
But the post circulated to where it even caught the attention of Edward's nephew.
He asked me, is that Chico? And I'm all like, well, yeah. And I came outside and checked it, but he was here already.
And that's exactly right. After Chico said his hellos to the department, it may have been his curfew calling because he ran out OPD's doors and headed back home.
He does got the look of a German Shepherd and stuff like that, and you know, a lot of people were posting he probably wanted to join the squad or something like that.
Were you trying out for the canine unit? He said yes. So it was only fair we took him back to the scene of the crime, where he could pay another visit to his friends.
You're the dog, the famous dog, huh? They showed up to OPD. They applied for the canine position.
They say a dog is a man's best friend. For Chico, Edward is his. A dog who made the distance, who will always find his way back home.
Come on, can y'all come to me? Come to me. Yeah, come to me. There's an opening right here. Come on, kids, come to me. 8206, I got him. I got him. $8206, I'm gonna bring him out the same way I came in. So we're gonna come out on 224. Come on, Timmy. You good, brother, you good. It took me a minute. 8006. I have the kids. If you want to track my radio location, I'm going to take them out to 224 and have MCHD come over there.
They wouldn't let me in over here last night, so I just took off around the back. I've been looking all night long.
Yes, sir. I have all
Jesus
3
is
children.
good, ain't he? Ain't Jesus good?
He's good. Kids, I'm the police. Are y'all ready to get out of the woods?
Now,
Come on, buddy.
Let's get out of here. You got cheeseburgers in your car?
We're going to get something to eat. Okay? You want to hold my hand? We'll get out of here?
Cold.
Come on.
Cold. This little feller is shaking. Can you put the jacket on him? He's soaking wet.
Here, you want my jacket? Can you wad it up?
His hands, look at his hands. They were down in the creek bottom all night.
And eventually it rained like 2
I'm soaking wet and I put it on.
Wrap around here. Wrap your arms around it. You're going to have to hold it up. You got it, buddy? All right, come on. Let's get out of these woods. All right, we're coming out. Give me a siren to come towards. No, not yet, but I will when I get there. Just keep it going. Y'all hear the siren? Yep. We're gonna go to the siren, okay?
Okay. I'm just gonna go.
We're gonna take it slow. You gonna be able to make it? You need some help? Come on. Here, let's pick this. Grab hold of that. There you go.
You're really strong.
Am I really strong? Uh-oh. Are you okay? You good, buddy? Yeah. Let's pick this back up. Got it? You good? Let's powerhouse, okay? I got you, buddy. You're gonna be good. All right, let's wait.
Got it, Blue.
We're gonna keep digging it up. You got it? Hey, you're doing good, bud. Great job.
I'm trying my best.
You're doing a great job. Little ma'am, you're doing a great job too.
And now let's try our best.
Yeah, I'm a gardener now, huh?
I don't think
Lose your shoe? I got you. I feel you, sir.
Can we not hurt?
We're gonna come out of here as a team. We'll take our time.
Do we have to ride in a police car? Because
Well, the ambulance is probably gonna want to look at you. Make sure you're good.
Well, I'm still good. My leg is strong. I just
You wanna take a breather for a minute?
Dang it,
You good?
bleeding.
Okay, let's go. That's okay. We'll get you a Band-Aid, okay? Yep. Just follow that little opening. Let's pick up the jacket, buddy.
I didn't know that was.
Don't get too far ahead, okay? I don't want to lose you again. I can't see the road yet, but we're close.
I don't remember this day. When is this going to stop raining?
You good? We're coming. Yeah. Hey, what's up, man? Come on, kids. Y'all ready? All right. Thank you, fellas. Y'all got it? Come on, kids. Let's come out to the road. Oh, good. What? There you go, buddy. Look at you. You made it. Good. They're coming.
Confirm all three.
Bring him back over in his vehicle. Y'all can help him with that after EMS checks him.
Roger that. We're still waiting on EMS on site. We'll have them check out there.
I appreciate it.
Hey-ya! Good job. Good job, buddy. We made it, huh? Good job, buddy. Yeah! Hey, remind them about them cheeseburgers, okay?